Sunday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And I'm going to round out my Rocky and Creed review series with Creed 3. So, I did see this on Friday, and now I get to talk to you about it. So, let's talk about Creed 3. So this takes place 4 years after the events of Creed 2, and there's like an old friend of Adonis Creed that just got out of prison, and he tries to reconnect with Adonis Creed. So we meet Damian Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors, and he is now Creed's foe. And he's not really a professional boxer, but he asks Adonis Creed personally to get him into the ring, and it takes one fight for him to become the next heavyweight champion of the world. So Creed is forced out of retirement to fight his best friend. Now, this movie starts off where they're kids, and Creed gets into a fight with like some dude he like met off the street, and you get flashes of that throughout the movie. But when it comes to how Damian actually got into jail, it makes a lot of sense, because Damian actually pulls like a gun on this guy and threatens him with violence, and he's the one taken away where Creed ran away. So there's definitely some tension between these guys, and very enjoyable movie, but it has some issues. The main one being that everybody knows that Sylvester Stallone isn't in this movie. He had a problem with David Winkler, I want to say, or Irwin Winkler, which is like one of the main producers of this franchise. He just couldn't work with them anymore. But he respects the hell out of Michael B. Jordan. But as I watched the credits, I just clearly saw produced by Sylvester Stallone, when they said that he had no involvement with this one at all. And that kind of confused me. But that was just some behind the scenes drama. And so you're forced into Creed and Damian's rivalry, and it takes a little bit to get going with this movie, and it's, in my opinion, kind of underwhelming, because even the training sequences are kind of dull. And the final fight doesn't take long to get to, which I do want to talk about that, because that's one of my problems in this movie. This is probably like one of the strangest final fights I've ever seen in all these movies. Because Michael B. Jordan got aspects of like anime, and you're treated to like kind of like an arena in a gladiator form, where it's just these two duking it out, and it's all in his head. There's no audience screaming. Then all of a sudden you're at like the 11th round. It's a little weird. And not to mention the last part of Act 2, they clearly cut out about like 10 to 15 minutes of this film, and it definitely shows, especially in the trailer where you see Adonis submerging himself into a bathtub of ice. That's not even in the movie. So, yeah. I mean, this movie is another good, solid entry into the series, but it is one that I probably won't revisit that often. But overall, this might actually be one of my first lower grades for this series. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to enjoy this movie because of the anime influence, but I never got into anime and I just don't get it. So that whole final fight like took me out of the movie. But overall, I'm going to go ahead and give this movie, Creed 3, I'm going to stick this with like a C. It's not a bad movie, but it's definitely on the lower spectrum of this ranking. So, this movie is mixed, but it still is a very decent movie. And not to mention, Jonathan Majors is really good, but I just wanted more. So, that's going to do it for my Creed 3 review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And right after this video, I'm going to finally rank my Rocky and Creed series. So, look out for that video here in a minute. I'll see you in a second. All right. Adios.